Today on this Rapture review, we're checking out the cheapest snare drum on Amazon. Let's go. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. For anyone that's new here, my name's Owen Alec, and on this channel I do everything drum related. That includes drum covers, tutorials, tips and advice, and gear reviews just like this one. So if you are new here, please do consider subscribing. I get quite a few questions from customers asking about what the best bang for buck kind of snare drum or cymbals might be, that kind of thing. And one of the things I wanted to address in this video was what you can actually get for very little money. So with that in mind, I went onto Amazon and found the cheapest snare drum that they did. I tried to discount anything that was for kids. This one's a student one, so it's kind of borderline in that, but this was the cheapest one that I found that actually was a proper 14" by 5.5" snare, actually had some decent looking features on it, and something that I would potentially want to actually recommend to a customer. I haven't opened this up yet, so you guys are gonna see it for the first time with me. So without further ado, let's jump in. So straight away you can tell this is a really cheaply made snare. I mean, everything looks really tacky and cheap and not very good quality. However, I will say that I actually got this, like I say, from Amazon for $46.50 with free delivery. Now if it was $45 and £1.50 delivery, probably wouldn't have ordered it. Now this snare does come with a strap for when you're doing like marching and things like that. I never actually did marching in school or anything like that. I just did the samba band, so I had a repinique, basically a sort of very long snare without the snare wires. But you would have used a strap kind of similar to this, just ever slightly different, though. It just went around the waist rather than it going around the neck like most marching snares would do. This one went around the waist and you just kind of held it between your legs. And it also comes with a pair of sticks. Now these are from, this is Premier England 5As. Again, these feel really cheap, like there's a residue on them, like the wood's not been sealed or anything like that, which obviously, again, for this type of money, you wouldn't expect things to be sealed or anything or have any kind of quality about them. And then the snare itself, this top head, I don't know if you guys can see it from there, but this is actually a smooth head, and it's semi-translucent. I can actually see the snare wires through the top head, which is weird. Now I can't tell whether or not that's where the plies are starting, but it actually looks like there's a couple of cracks inside the shell here. This really has just been thrown together with no real care. But the question is, does it sound any good? I mean, out of the box, sounds like ass, but
hey, ass butt.
Maybe just get some of these snare wires tightened up for starters. This is going to be a hell of a job. Oh, it also does come with a drum key. So we'll get this tuned up, get it sounding somewhat decent. I'm actually going to play it on my kit. Then I'll play it just the drums on their own, and then also in context with a full mix. That throw is... Oh. It's actually sounding okay. Like, it's still pretty crap, but maybe with a drum dot, that'll sound a bit better. Well, time to get it on the kit and let's see what it can do. my initial reaction when I heard it with the rest of my kit was that it still sounded a bit dodgy, a little bit cheap, and it just didn't sit very well. Then when I got into the mix, it was just as bad, if not worse. There was quite a lot of EQing and messing around with levels and things like that and processing just to try to get it to sound somewhat decent. I think if I was to change out the heads to something like Evans or Remo, then I'd be working with something that's a lot better and I'd probably be able to get a better result out of it. However, I think the result that I did get with the EQing and the compression and reverb, etc., I actually got a pretty decent result. I was quite happy with how that sounded. So I would definitely say that this is something that you could potentially use as a beginner, as a starter out, just looking to get a decent enough sound. If you just know how to tune it, you can get a decent sound right out of the box. If you then swap out the heads, you should be able to get an even better sound. But for less than 50 quid and you get a drum key, a pair of sticks and a strap thrown in, you can't really say fairer than that. Is it something I'd use on a future recording? No. Maybe for something comical, maybe for something educational if I was to do it for a specific type of video, but for drum covers, as a general rule, no. I wouldn't use something like this, mainly because it took way too much effort in post to get it to sound decent. Whereas I throw up my VK snare or my British Drum Company snare and I barely had to do anything with it. But what do you guys think? From what you saw from the drums only section and also the full mix, is this something that you could use or utilize either in your own kind of setting or as a gift for someone else, or maybe just as an experiment for yourself? Let me know what you think in the comment sections below. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.